Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee, Books, and Rain, where we are actually having a pretty overcast evening. We are having a nice cup of decaf coffee, and we are coming to you on a Tuesday where we've got some new releases that have come out today, as well as I missed one last week and wanted to bring that one to you as well. So we're going to start with that one first, and over the course of the next few days, I try to release on this channel, Coffee, Books, and Rain, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So that is what I will plan on doing. If you are looking for new book releases on this channel, I try to record for my other channel, my main channel, which is Hope and Coffee, and I try to drop episodes on there on the alternate days, which are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. However, if I end up having just a ton of books, sometimes Saturday flip-flops, and I end up having more book content on that day. So, today, though, we are going to talk about My Throat an Open Grave by Tori Bovalino. And I wanted to bring this book to you because, honestly, I was a little bit surprised. I really was not expecting what we got. And when it came out, was really, really excited. I loved kind of the hints of the classic 80s movie The Labyrinth, where a sister has to go on a quest to save her brother from the Goblin King. And that is the general premise of The Labyrinth. She is very much tired of having to watch her brother. She kind of makes this sort of call to this Goblin King saying to kind of save her from this life. Goblin King comes and takes him, and then she must go on a journey to get him back. Let's flip the page, and now we go into My Throat an Open Grave by Tori Bovalino, and we are actually presented with a reinterpretation of this story. We see Leah, who lives in a town of Winston, and she wants to be a good girl because her town, that is the ideal. She wants to be a good girl so her mother will love her, so the town will think highly of her. And it is definitely going to be geared more towards a person who enjoys gothic and horror. It does have a lot of like there's some family intense drama. There is some lost child, some found family. I would say it is fiction, fantasy. So kind of falls into those categories. Those are some keywords I would utilize to kind of describe this book. She goes to church on Sundays, and when she's not at school, she's taking care of her brother and taking care of the house so her mom can go to work. And her dad is like on the road constantly doing like a truck driver's job. So it seems as though she can never do good enough to truly, I guess, be a good girl in the eyes of her mom, and we only get kind of hints of what might have happened to change this sort of relationship status. Now, I think if you kind of read it from some perspectives, you might understand what happened. However, if you don't, that's okay, because the ending will kind of reveal what happened. But the thing is if she isn't a good girl, the town has a folklore tale of the Lord of the Woods. That if you aren't a good girl, or if you aren't like walking the ways of the righteousness, that you will be taken by the Lord of the Woods. And honestly, my personal thought is that with the way she is treated by this town, with the way that like everyone, with the exception of her best friend, kind of looks down upon her and talks to her and really kind of shuns her and puts her on the outside of the society. I almost kind of think living in the woods with the Lord of the Woods would maybe be a better sort of situation. my thoughts, but hey, my thoughts. Um, there is quite a bit of emotional neglect, as you see from the perspective of Leah, who just really wants to be loved by her parents and really, like, constantly just seeking some sort of, like, connection, and her mom just absolutely not giving it. There's, like, it's almost like a door has been shut. And I would almost call it that mental abuse of her mom knows that Leah wants that and purposefully doesn't give it to her. And I only say those words to kind of convey that they may be a trigger warning for some people. Um, so if those are things they may trigger you, then just be aware that they are in the book as mental triggers for someone who may have gone through some of those situations and may not have those great sort of relationships. But she receives almost no level of support from anyone, like I said, except for her best friend. So when her brother goes missing, on her watch, she is sent into the woods in a very vulnerable state to either return with him or to not return at all. And that's where I'm just like absolutely flabbergasted at this whole entire town. And I do not know why um, she's like so, I don't know, I guess broken would be a word, and why she is cowering to this town. But as we continue the story, um, there are points that are kind of hard to read like that. That we watch her, like I said, be so broken by the way the town has treated her, by the way her, like, honestly, we never see her interact with her dad, but there are references that her dad seems to support the way her mom treats her. And you truly see that when other people, especially when she gets to the Lord of the Woods side of the story, try to tell her that she deserves more, she almost doesn't even see that she does deserve more. It's hard for her to accept deserving more. But she makes a deal on that side of the river once she has crossed over into his realm that he will give her, I believe it's like 30 days, he will give her a month to, in exchange for, he will give her brother back in exchange for a song, truly a song, something of equal value in exchange for her brother. And so, but she must stay in his realm for the time, completely cared for. So I'm not going to try to give too much away because, again, this book and this story was released only about February 20th. It was released, it has approximately 320 pages, and I actually give this about 4.5 stars. Now, I do think it's not it's not a perfect story, again, because I feel as though I really wish we had seen a little bit more growth from the perspective of Leah. However, I think I have some people in my family who I can identify as going through some similar, I guess, personal issues that resonate very similarly. And so I think there was something about this story that hit kind of close to home for me, which also made it feel a little personal for me. And that's another reason I gave it another higher score, because I wanted this character to find her voice. I wanted this character to succeed in her path and her journey. And I really wanted her to learn that she deserved more than the bare minimum, that she deserved all of the attention that she was asking for, that she didn't have to ask for it, um, and that she deserved to have someone waiting for her. And so I wanted to thank NetGalley and for the publisher for allowing me to have an advanced reader copy. This is my honest review of this book. Like I said, I give it about 4.5 stars for keeping me engaged and triggering those memories of The Labyrinth and of one of my favorite films from that time period. Of course, you can never go wrong with Jim Henson or David Bowie or Jennifer Connelly. If you've not seen that movie, please go out, watch that as well. I think you will definitely understand if you read this story. Ooh. If you read this story and then maybe watch that movie, you will see the parallels between it. I do think the movie is a little bit more humorous. This book is not humorous. I definitely think it's got some very dramatic elements to it. There are some ghosts. There are not only ghosts of the past, there are ghosts of individuals that we need to work with in order to figure out a mystery about the town. And all of that is woven into the story pretty well. I thought the pacing was pretty well done, and I feel as though the only thing is, again, I think we had some good character development, but it could have been a little better with Leah. I really, really wish at her age she could have been a little bit more stronger, but I think that maybe is asking a lot once you kind of understand the ending of the book. And I kind of just want to leave that part there. It's a spoiler, and so I don't want to dive into spoilers too much. I want to let you figure that out for yourself. So I will leave that alone. I have left my review on NetGalley as well as Goodreads, and if you're looking for me, please go find me there. I have a podcast called Books Are Magical. This book will not be on an episode of Books Are Magical, but I have tons of other episodes with two of my very good friends, Hannah and Annalicia. If you are looking for a podcast to check out, please do that. And I also, like I started, have a primary channel which is called Hope and Coffee, where we just have conversations about other things going on in the world and in my brain. This is my literary channel, and if you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, tell me what you think, tell me what books you're reading. I would love to know, because my TBRs are always growing. On the podcast, we have authors interviews coming up. We are going to be interviewing Solari Gentile, who has written The Mystery Writer in early March, and that book will be coming out in mid-March, I believe. So cannot wait to share that with you guys, because I know I will be doing an episode on that closer to release date in order to give her kudos for the book that I just recently read. So that is there. And until next time, I hope you all continue reading, and I will see you on the next page. Have a great one.